Welcome. Today we're going to discuss problem-solving skills. Problem-solving is a part of reading because we learn how a reader is approaching the reading process itself. By doing a brief assessment on what's happening when a reader is working through an issue, we can determine how to help them or to support their reading strategies. One simple way is to do puzzles. In this instance, I have an array of small block puzzles that I created from 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch cubes. You can do the same thing, or you can purchase different kinds of small puzzles, but they need to have some complexity to them. In this instance, if I had a learner on the other side, what I would ask them to do is to create the square for me by putting the missing piece in with the other piece. So in this instance, we would have a 2x2 square. Some learners, though, have different approaches to a problem. They might look at it and try to figure it out mentally, rotating pieces or picking them up to see if they fit. Others might look at it and go, what do I need to do? And begin to try different kinds of things, like rotating or flipping or adjusting. This square is a 3x3 square. Others may look at this and go, I don't know. Let me see what I can do. How do I fit this together? Well, this doesn't fit well. This is not working. What can I do? And they might rotate a piece and fit it together. This is a 4x4 piece. And as you can see, we're getting more and more complex. In this instance, we have 3 pieces that are also creating a 4x4. Our problem is I've also laid them out dimensionally because thinking is also dimensional. In this instance, a learner might think through themselves and visualize it. They might lift it up and try to fit. Well, trying to fit in this way means they think more dimensionally. By laying it on the ground, they can see the pieces. Do they try one piece and then another piece? Do they shift the pieces? Do they mentally look through and see how they can solve this problem? Do they talk to themselves when they're doing it? In this instance, they can fit the pieces together, flip and rotate, and finish out the square. Sometimes the problems are even more complex. In this instance, we're still doing a 4x4, but now we have 4 pieces. How is the problem going to be solved? Some of them, again, will talk through it. Some of them might say, oh, this doesn't work. I'm missing a piece and this piece will not fit. What can I do? Eventually, often through trial and error, the problem will be solved. Well, what does this tell us about a learner? Well, first of all, do they have the ability to see the final product? 4x4, 3x3, 2x2. Are they organized in their approach to solving the problem? Do they systematically work through it? Do they have a plan of action for each one of the problems? Do they understand the distinction between figure ground? Meaning, can they see the difference between the table and the blocks that they're playing with? How fast are they working through the issue? So speed matters because speed is a part of fluency. What happens when it's challenging? When they get to the point of frustration, do they know how to handle their emotions? Or do they get frustrated and just quit because they have no strategies, like asking questions, to figure out what else needs to be done? Do they look for clues? Like, do they see, okay, this is 3x3, this is 4x4, so it has to fit in here? Are they talking to themselves, meaning are they auditory in nature? Do they need more auditory support? Are they visual? As I mentioned, some people can look at these and fit the pieces together just by seeing them. Others are kinetic. They have to actually lift the pieces up. Some of them I've mentioned before are three-dimensional. They lift them up in the air rather than on the ground. What approach is used helps us understand what approach a student might use when they come to a reading problem. You will also notice one other thing, and this is from a practical standpoint. All the pieces of the puzzles are labeled because when you've put them together in a box, they will often just be individual pieces and you won't remember which piece goes with what puzzle. So be practical in your approach to doing this. As I mentioned, problem solving is a needed skill for reading. Be intentional about assessments. Thank you.